Hi, welcome to Mr. Otter Studio. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about sketchbooks. I'm going to show you some that you can buy, some that you can make. I think it's awesome to start a new year with a new sketchbook. Or you can keep using the one you had last year if it's not full. But I find a new sketchbook to be really inspiring. Just the blank pages and kind of the anticipation and excitement about what I'm going to put on those pages. So first I'm just going to talk about ones you can buy. This is the one I actually bought for my art class when I taught high school. And I like this one because it has watercolor paper in it, so they could draw in it and paint. It was just a little bit easier to do both. And I would do some practices in there. I like how sturdy the paper is. The downside is there's not as many pages, so you're kind of limited that way. But I do like being able to paint in my sketchbook. So that's when you can buy Strathmore. This was more than 13 years ago, but I'm pretty sure they still have a sketchbook similar to this one. Second one I really like, and is this Moleskine? Yeah, this is one of the Moleskine watercolor sketchbooks, and this is one that I've been taking on trips. So this was my trip to France. It's portable, it's little, it's just easy to carry around, Lake Powell. I have just some, when I went to Taiwan, I also brought it. And then also when I go to Lake Powell, here I'll take it sometimes, and sometimes artwork from my kids end up in there. I did notice though, right in the middle of this, the pages kind of started breaking out, but that doesn't really bother me. I do love this feature of being able to close it like that. This is another Strathmore sketchbook, watercolor, and this is one also that I took traveling. It's thicker paper, not as many pages with something like this, so that's kind of the hard part. But I really like traveling with a sketchbook. It just helps me remember my trip, and then also just gives me ideas for when I get home of maybe like art projects that I want to do, and just getting a little bit more, trying to understand the artwork that they make in the places that I go is really fun. This is the biggest sketchbook I own, and this is a Moleskine. I just found it at like TJ Maxx. I really, really like this sketchbook. It's huge. I can do studies in it. I am part of this group that paints in Zion each year, and when I come home, I usually just like fill the whole thing with inspiration. So again, it's a huge sketchbook. I really, really love this, and I use it for documentation of notes and also processes that I'm going through, and then some personal things too. So that, I do love this one, and I also like that it has the rubber band to keep it together. And also these ones I'm gonna put in here because I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's not watercolor paper, you can't paint in it or whatever. So, but I just wanted to show you, this is a Moleskine, and I still painted in it. So your pages are gonna get kind of, wrinkly, I guess, but as long as you don't put too much water on it, you can still paint on that paper. And I do it all the time. Here's another example of that. This is from a place called Rustico. My mom made me this, which is a really nice present, but I'm helping with a play, and so I was just drawing some ideas for the set and using a watercolor pen, and that's my new puppy, Casey. So I really like this one. And this one also is normal paper that, again, I've used watercolor on. So I just really wanted to show you that it doesn't have to be a watercolor sketchbook. Sometimes, but also it is a little bit more frustrating, but you will get more pages. And then something else when I travel that I just wanted to show you, I think it's fun to just keep random things from those places in my sketchbooks, also in my journals. So, all right, let's move into the Handmade journals. This is one of my favorite sketchbooks, and I have a tutorial about how to make a sketchbook like this. You just bind it together yourself, and clearly I didn't start a new one every year, but this one is really full of experiments and also notes. I just went last summer to a portrait painting workshop, and let me see if I can find, I learned so much from the people that were there, but as I'm taking notes, I'm like consistently drawing because it helps me think. So anyway, this is out of watercolor paper, but it had double what the notebook came with because each page actually like quadrupled because I'm using both sides and it folded in half. All right, now I want to talk to you about this sketchbook. I, for some reason, just really liked using tracing paper. I got into this tracing paper and really love using it. Actually, I can show you a few images. I just started drawing some things on it and using marker, and I really liked the effect of it. I don't know, I love that you can see through it. And so I'm like, I want to make a sketchbook out of that. The downside is it is so loud. And my daughter painted in it, which is like my favorite thing. I did some sketching. I also painted in it. So I would take it to my kids' karate lessons and draw them. Do some studies also. But you're not like getting this out in a quiet room. It's really loud, but I still really like the paper, and it's waiting to pick up my kids from school. More karate kids. I like this paper so much that I actually made, when I went to Italy, I made my travel plans in it. So this is a tangent, yes. But it like has my itinerary, where we stayed. Also, I like phrases I was trying to learn. And of course, shopping, things I wanted to get there. And then this is the last one I was gonna show you is this is what I make for my summer camp that I teach each summer. And I put usually like images inside of it, and this is just watercolor paper that I bind together. And this is how you make something like that. Sorry, my phone is super wobbly, but somehow I inherited this. So you just need one of these coil things, punchers, and then you just need one of these coils, and they're really cheap to buy. If you buy a set of them, you can make a ton of sketchbooks for really cheap. In fact, this year, I think the sketchbook that I'm gonna make, since I'm gonna be doing a lot more with oil, along with my cyanotypes, is I'm gonna make like a craft paper one and just bind it together. And I just kind of like this size, but probably like that since I'm painting a little bit more landscapes. You can also just take your paper to a store and they can bind it for you. Maybe it's like $10 or $15 in the United States. I don't know how much it is where you live, but yeah, and in these sketchbooks I make for my art camp, we'll do like bubble print practices in there, draw 1 to 3 sea creatures. I like to put some inspiring images for them for our projects. So maybe even in your sketchbook, I don't know if you'd want to do anything like this, but these were the artists that we talked about. So anyway, that's an idea too. The main thing is just any paper can be a sketchbook. It can be a little notebook that you buy in a little market in Taiwan. It could be one that you do get from the art store, one that you make yourself, one that you bind yourself. It also could just be like notebook paper with lines. You could create some really cool drawings in there. I love sketchbooks. I love looking back at my sketchbooks and seeing what I've learned. Thinking about price, clearly like this huge moleskin is gonna be pretty pricey. Making your own is probably the cheapest way to go. Not as convenient though. If you don't really feel like learning how to bookbind, or you don't wanna go through the hassle of finding paper and getting it, made into a booklet, then just go and you can buy a sketchbook. The more expensive thing is the big moleskin. Cheaper, yeah, is gonna be making it yourself. So I hope that gave you some ideas. I typically have 3 to 4 sketchbooks a year. So I'll have a traveling sketchbook, one that I'm really keeping good documentation. Like this is, I think of like my workbook. I'm practicing things, I'm learning things. And then I'll have my creative one where I'm just like asking questions or thinking about what I'm gonna teach for my summer art camp, copying art that I like, taking notes, yeah, and just doing different exercises for inspiration. Also, if you have questions about making a sketchbook out of craft paper for oil paints, there was an artist at a workshop that I went to, and she was just doing all of her practices on craft paper. And it looked awesome. And honestly, she hadn't prepared the paper. She hadn't painted any gesso or anything on it to prevent the oil from seeping through. But none of it really went through and got on the next page. Like you could see oil spots on the back, but it actually worked well. And since I'm gonna be using this sketchbook just for practicing, I don't care too much about the longevity of it. But if you want it to last longer than that, yeah, use the right paper for the medium that you want to use this year. If you're going to be doing a ton of watercolor, get a watercolor sketchbook or make a watercolor sketchbook. If you're just gonna be doing a ton of drawing, there's so many great drawing sketchbooks, so many. Yeah, and then if you wanna just experiment, go for it, it's really fun. So I hope you learned something today. I hope you can find or make the right sketchbook for you this year. I am really interested to find out what your favorite sketchbook is. So if you could put it in the comments below, I am going to once a week read these comments the night after I post a video. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome 2026 year of the horse. Good time to be creative. And yeah. Well, thanks again for joining me. Have a wonderful day.